Happy and Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. It is your host with the most, Griever, as always, wishing you and yours the best on this truly festive day, alongside tomorrow and Boxing Day, of course. If you don't know what Boxing Day is, look it up. It's part of Christmas. Anyways, fact of the matter is that I hope you're having a holly and jolly time. But not for this video, you aren't, because you know what? This is not gonna be the hustle and bustle and the holly and jolly type of video. No, this is gonna be a Grinchy ass video. That's what we're gonna do today, because we're gonna talk about the retirement of Ash Ketchum today. And so this is not, I say, going to be a bustling, holly jolly video. Now granted, you might ask yourself, well, why are you doing this video on Christmas Eve? Well, one, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while and just never got around to it. And two, everybody's videos on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, they're always going to be happy videos. At best, they're going to be neutral, like theory videos and review videos. But nobody makes a rant video on Christmas Eve. If everybody makes a Christmas special video, it's all about, hey guys, we're doing a tier list today about my favorite characters, or hey guys, I'm just wishing you the best, or I'm donating to charity, or Technic's charity stream. It's always happy shit. I'm just trying to break the mold here a little bit, do something a little bit different today. So let's go. Let's do the Grinchy video of the year. Let's do talking about Ash Ketchum's retirement. Now, I just have one question. Why? Why retire him? I see zero benefit to retiring him. I see negatives. I see problems. I don't see a beneficial arrangement, whether from a business, personal, or fan-based perspective. I don't see it. Because let's just go down the list really quick. First of all, let's just talk about one thing. I was going to end the video on this, but let's just get this one out of the way. Is the fact that these years haven't been the best, have they? 2022 has maybe been one of the better. I don't know which one's worse, 2021, 2022. But we can all agree that since the pandemic, the years haven't been great. We've had wars, rising prices, both in mortgages and gas prices, food prices, oil prices. Everything has just gone crazy. Everyone's working their ass off and seemingly getting nowhere. This has not been a great few years for just about everybody. Nobody's saying that 2021 was their greatest year. I'm sure there's exceptions to that, but we all wish we could go back 5 years, not 3, right? So, at this point, we're trying to make, it's the holiday season. It's coming right around the corner. Christmas time, whether people celebrate it or not, Christmas time is just this season where people are trying to just feel a little bit of joy. Even if they're down on their luck, their bank account's looking dry, things don't look to be getting better, there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. There seems to be a bit of hope around this time of year, right? December is that time of hope. And especially because right after that, we start a brand new year. It's like, yep, gonna start fresh. And though people complain that New Year's resolutions are usually not realistic and a lot of people don't stick to them, people still try to make them because people have hope. Just because they fail in February doesn't mean that they still didn't try their best in January. So I would argue this truly is the season of hope. And in this year, nerds, geeks, gamers, and 90s kids alike, we've been mourning the past couple of months, haven't we? Haven't we really? We lost Robbie Coltrane from Harry Potter. Died a little bit young there, not too young, but okay. We also, if you're a big fan, if you were a kid in the 90s, we lost Aaron Carter, And, Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter's brother and stuff like that. If you were in the 90s, you listened to his songs, and it's just sort of sad to see it, right? But then we get into some of the heavy hitters. We get into Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman, at 66. Now, that's a little young. But then we also got Jason David Frank, 49 years old, original Green Power Ranger. Been a Power Ranger, the Power Ranger. Suicide. So, it hasn't been a great couple of months, great few months for us nerds, for us 90s kids, for people who love the OGs. And to top it all off, the Pokemon Company decides now not informing us last year or in the summer. They decided to inform us just a few weeks shy of Christmas and the start of a new year, in a shitty year by itself, a year where we lost so many people. They decided that now's the time to retire another staple of just nerds in general. Of anime, manga, video game, of fans. Not the best timing. Let's just say that right out of the gate. Now you can argue that this is a Western thing and it's totally from a business perspective, and we'll get there. We'll get to the business side why this is a bad move. But I just fail to see because Japan was also affected by the pandemic and is affected by the world economics, are they not? So we all know it's a bad year. Why just add fuel to that bad fire? Why start the year off? We're trying to look forward to 2023 might be better. 2023 might be far better. The end of the year is coming. We'll enjoy the last couple weeks of the year, and then we'll start off January right. Maybe this is truly, some things will go right. Starting off the year by retiring a beloved character for 25 years is not the way to do it. That was a bad idea. If you want to make that announcement in June, saying that next year we're retiring Ash, that's a different story. But why inform us during this? Oh, that was just a bad play, bad marketing, bad advertising, bad call. Just period. You don't do that. I don't care. It doesn't even need to be Pokemon. You just don't do that in general. You don't make bad news announcements around Christmas. It's a shitty idea. It really is. It's like breaking up with someone the day before Valentine's Day. You can't tell me that on the 13th is when you knew they weren't the one. No, you knew for at least a few weeks, if not months. So do it on January 28th. So I just think that that's a terrible, terrible idea. The bad timing, terrible time. So, and especially, as I said, we lost a lot of great people that nerds alike will know. We lost a lot of great people this year. We lost, some icons. We lost Ray Liotta and Paul Sorvino, and we lost Angela Lansbury. I mean, we lost the goddamn Queen, and regardless how you feel about the Queen, but we lost the goddamn Queen. I thought she would be alive while I was dead. But nerds specifically, there's a few names on this list that died far too young, and it's very, very sad. And I'm just looking at this now from a business perspective as well. From a personal perspective, I don't like the idea. What do you like, though? There are some people that are saying, well, it's about time, blah, blah, blah. Some people don't care. Some people are saying, well, what's the point? And I'm on that side. What's the point? It's stupid. Well, you're losing ratings. I know that for a fact. At least one rating I know you're losing. Mine. Because the only reason to this day that I still tuned into the Pokemon anime, when I have no time to be watching, most of the time I don't have time to be watching anime. I read manga because I don't have time to dedicate, half an hour to watch an anime that comes out. It's very difficult for me to keep up with that stuff. So when it comes to Pokemon, that's great background noise. That's something that it's like when you're flipping through the channels and you got nothing's on or whatever. Oh, it's a Pokemon episode of Pokemon X and Y. I'll just click that on. You know why? Because I know it's still Pokemon. It's still Ash and Pikachu. I'm sure I'll get it. I'm sure I'll get the gist. I don't need to know what the new region is. I don't need to know what the situation is. It's a new weekly, Team Rocket's blasting off again episode. Let's go. And that has been the system for decades. Literally over 2 decades. It's been the system. It's worked. Because you can put out, it's accessible. It's accessible to anywhere from the age of 5 up to 55. That's just a fact. I'm a 31-year-old fan, and I still turn on episodes of Pokemon, except for Sun and Moon, because that animation style was absolute garbage. But other than that, I'd still tune into a latest episode of Pokemon. There's no reason for me to turn it on now. Zero, zip, nada. And I'm sure a lot of fans in my generation and a generation below me probably feel the same way. They'd still tune into an episode if they're not keeping up with Pokemon anymore. They'd probably still tune into an episode. Sort of like when you see an old episode of a show that you used to like. Like if you see it's an old episode of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, or it's an old episode of that 70s show, or Friends, or whatever you liked, whatever you grew up on, whatever you liked. The difference is these are new episodes. But it's still the same Pokemon because it's still Ash and Pikachu, and they're going on the journey, they're in a new region, yada yada yada. So you click it, you turn it on, you're fine, right? There's no pull for me to do that anymore. Why would I do that? Why would I jump into the middle? I don't know these characters, I don't know these Pokemon, I don't know what the situation is. So there's no drive. So I'm sure I'm not alone in the fact that I once in a while would turn on a new episode of Pokemon, but there's no reason for me to do it now. And I won't be. I adamantly wouldn't. Why would I? There you go. Because I know it's going to be the same formula. So, there is that. Now from a business side, from a business perspective, let's look at it from marketing, advertising, and just bottom lines. Well, if you're retiring, and I've heard this as a rumor, so once again, like an uninformed voter's opinion on Facebook, I'm going to give you my opinion here because I'm uninformed as hell too, but since they can do it, I can do it too. I heard that this is a rumor that they're also retiring Pikachu as well alongside of Ash. And they're also retiring Jesse, James, and Meowth. Well, retiring Jesse, James, and Meowth is like getting rid of the Three Stooges. That's like getting rid of Bert and Ernie and continuing Sesame Street. That's just shot in the foot much, right? But getting rid of Pikachu. Let's talk about that for a moment. Because if they don't get rid of Pikachu, what the hell is the point in getting rid of Ash? There's no point to that. If you're still going to have Pikachu be the face and be the main companion and stuff, fine dandy. But if there's no Ash there, that's just going to screw up a lot of people. Because it's like there was no reason to do it. From a narrative storytelling perspective, there's no reason. So let's just go on that creative side of the business, the people writing the episodes. As I said, if you can convince me that this story is going to take place and Ash and Pikachu could not be insert into main character slot right there and go through all the new episodes of the new season, the new arc, the new whatever, the new series, fine dandy, we can concede that point later. We can talk about that after it comes out. Not that I'll be watching it. But I'm not going to be convinced that a show for children, because Pokemon anime is still for children, I'm not convinced that the formula is still not going to be a week-to-week adventure episode-esque style. That Ash and Pikachu, something happens, they go and they save the day. I'm not convinced they're not going to do the same thing. Let me guess, the main character's going on a journey. And they're going to be maybe not the best there ever was. Maybe there'll be contests. It doesn't matter. Fact of the matter is, it's going to be somebody traveling with a Pokemon, meeting new characters, new Pokemon, new people, and having adversaries along the way. Still going to be the same thing. They're just going to replace the character. So, if you're going to replace the character, but they're not going to add anything new to the series, what's the point? And from, as I said, we're talking about business now. So the business perspective of, you get rid of Pikachu. That would be the only logical thing to do from a storytelling perspective. You wouldn't just erase Ash and add a new Pikachu with a new character in it. No. You can't have the old Pikachu. You got to get a new Pikachu. Do that, you're going to piss off a lot of the fans because it's just no sense. But if you don't do that, because the idea would be to facelift, fresh start, right? So what you would do is you would add one of the new cutest ones from Scarlet and Violet. You'd add from the new decks, you'd add the cutest new Pikachu copy, and that would be the new companion. Or whatever Pokemon. Well, you do that. You get rid of the mascot, the face of a over billion-dollar franchise. You get rid of your mascot, the merchandise king himself, Pikachu. You're gonna get rid of the electric mouse. Really, Pokemon Company? You think that's a good business idea? Because last time when I watched the Macy's Day Parade, I saw Goku, I saw Pikachu. I didn't see a float of the new legendary from Scarlet and Violet. I didn't see some random Pokemon from a Nova region. I've seen Pikachu though. every year for the last few years on television. I see, I see a Pikachu float, just in the same way I see a Hello Kitty and a Goku float. I certainly do not see some random ass new Pokemon. You know why? Because it's called merchandising. It's called marketing. So we have been marketed that Pikachu is the face, the icon. I mean, you could argue that Charizard and Mewtwo are up there, but once again, I really doubt that the new person is going to get a Charizard or a Mewtwo right off out of the gate. They're probably going to go with the new one. So you're going to, in the anime, you are going to get rid of the face of your company. Okay. And Nintendo gets rid of Mario tomorrow. See how stupid that is? Sega, let's get rid of Sonic. Not that Sega really exists anymore, but yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, that makes a lot of perfect nonsense. So, getting rid of Jesse James Meowth, really bad. Getting rid of Pikachu, financial suicide. Marketing, advertising, everything. Unless their goal is to still use Pikachu for all the commercials and for everything else, and in the little, and in the openings, but just not have him actually in the show, which that's just kind of sleazy. And then you get rid of Ash, who wanted to be the best there ever was. Well, once again, from a business side perspective, marketing says there's no good reason to do that. Advertising says there's no good reason to do that. Pikachu and Ash have been the duo, the staple of the series this long. So once again, you are going to, as I've explained, you're going to get rid of older viewers, because older viewers aren't going to care about the new show. Unless they're super invested, and unless they're still keeping up with everything Pokemon, they're hardcore Pokemon nerds, only those people are going to keep up with that. So you're going to get rid of casual viewers like me who tune in once in a while to see what's going on with Ash in the game. You're going to get rid of that viewership. And you're not going to add new people in because the younger generation is still watching. It was always reset. Ash always hit the reset button for the last 25 years. He's the eternal 10-year-old. It's the perfect ploy. You never need to get rid of your characters. It's just like Batman. It's just like Superman. You make a new show and you just... Here's Batman again. Here's Batman again. Here's Batman again. But it's always Batman. New voice actor, new style. Looking at you, Sun and Moon. New style, new voice actor. Still Ash and Pikachu. Still Pokemon. Still Batman. Still the Dark Knight. Still in the suit. Still Robin. Imagine if you had a Batman series and you retired Batman and Robin and you continued the show, called it Batman. You continued the show with the same storylines and followed Batboy. Not Robin. Batboy. See how that would be a very bad marketing idea? So, you're getting rid of the merchandise king Pikachu. You get rid of Ash after 25 years, who has been doing the same storylines. I don't get it. I just don't see the point. There doesn't seem to be any benefits. Because it's not going to make them more money. If you wanted to do this, go make another anime. They've done it. They made Pokemon Generations. They make these OVAs and stuff like that. They make them. If you want to make your own another new anime, go ahead. Go make one. Or make this new character that you're so happy about that you want to retire Ash. Make him or her the next side character. The Misty and Brock. This idea that they have to retire after the series is over is only a new age formula. Misty and Brock followed Ash for a very long time. Way longer, through seasons. And Misty followed forever. So there's no reason you can't have a character you introduce now into the next gen and the gen after that. You could have them follow for 3 gens and 5 movies. You can do it. It's been done before. There's nothing wrong with it. So, as I said, I fail to see from a story and narrative perspective how it's going to be any different from the Ash Pikachu adventures, just with new characters. But once again, you eliminate older fans like myself who are willing to tune in once in a while. The casual viewer isn't going to care. You're not going to change the demographic for the younger kids down on the floor watching the TV because they liked Ash and Pikachu. They're not going to know any different. They're just going to be like, okay, this is the new Pokemon. Some might even not like it. Younger kids growing up right now might miss Ash and be like, nah, this isn't Pokemon because it doesn't have Pikachu. They might actually drop it. Then they'll go to Digimon or something. Who knows? But my point is that I don't see a benefit. What's the benefit? Can't merchandise. You can merchandise Pikachu to death. You can still have the Macy's Day Parade float as Pikachu, but it's not current. It's not new, right? Even the Goku float was Super Saiyan Blue this year. Why? Because that's the new Goku. So you're really going to tell me they're still going to advertise Pikachu when he's not the face of the anime anymore? And you're going to convince me that that's going to make the same amount of money as Pikachu? You go right ahead and lie to yourself all you want if you think that's the case. If you think any Pokemon is as marketable as Pikachu, the only other two answers to that are Mewtwo and Charizard. Outside of those, sorry. Nothing in the last 3 dexes have the weight and the marketing and that merchandising that Pikachu has. That's just a fact. There's no way. That little electric mouse has made that company billionaires. So I fail to see the financial decision. Makes no sense. There doesn't seem to be a bottom line or anything beneficial there. Marketing, it doesn't make sense. Oh, we're doing a facelift in a new way and a brand new attitude. Yeah, you did that in Johto years ago and you still had Ash. So keep adding new Pokemon, leave the characters alone. How about you? So yeah, from merchandising, shooting yourself in the foot. And so I from a business perspective, I'd like to know why they think it's a good move. Facelifting, you only facelift a company or a sports team or anything like that if you have a bad rap. The only bad rap I can think of for Sun and Moon is that god-awful looking animation style. Go back to what you had in X and Y, and you're fine. Just hire the old animators, come back and make the next season. Make Scarlet and Violet, just not in that god-ugly ass style. Problem solved. They didn't stop making Link the protagonist of the Zelda games just because we got Wind Waker. Even though Wind Waker is a fantastic game, that cel-shaded Toon Link is goddamn ugly as sin. He grew on people over the years, but I knew many, myself included, who didn't play Wind Waker for years because we're like, that's not Link. The dorky little bitch-ass looking child with the giant head looks like DK mode from GoldenEye. I'm not playing this. So even though the game itself was good, they realized this. You know why? Because the next game wasn't Toon Link. They even call him Toon Link. He's got his own name because they know, alright, yeah, that. And they've gone back since. Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, it's all the type of Link that we like. You can change around the graphics somewhat. You just can't play that. You can't go that different. But that's my point. My only reason for this is if Sun and Moon did so poorly. And I really doubt it did. I'm probably in the minority who complained about the animation. So I have no rhyme or reason to believe there's any good purpose in doing this. All you're doing is making a start of a year bad. You know, you're making the start of a year like, oh, really? And then, like why? Once again, my original question, why? And then not making any more money. If anything, you're going to lose money doing this. And personally, I think that's absolutely stupid. There's no rhyme or reason. There's been multiple voices for Ash, so it's not about retirement. The formula hasn't changed in 25 years. Why stop now? And I really don't expect the new season to be any different from an Ash Pikachu adventure, just with somebody different. So there's no reason. And once again, financially, it's a stupid idea. You're going to make less money off of new characters than you will Ash and Pikachu. That's just a fact. So, there you go. That's my spiel. That's my Grinchy video. That's my Grinch-ass video for Christmas Eve. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Grinch rant of mine. But once again, now that that's over and done with, as I said, I didn't have a better topic, guys. I really didn't. So, but I really did want to talk about this, and I didn't want to forget it, and I didn't want it to be such old news that at this point, nobody cares. Because it still hasn't happened yet. It's not happening until like January 14th or something like that. It's in the middle of January. And I care. I really do care. Because as I said, I still tuned into X and Y episodes all the way up, you know, because I was still like, all right, let's see what Ash and the gang are up to. You know, when you have time, when you have a minute, it's nice to check in with the gang. Now there's no point. There's no drive for me to turn on an episode of Pokemon anymore, and that's just sad. That's an end of an era. That's the end of a quarter of a century of a character. For what reason? Anyways, that's what I got for you. So I hope you guys, on that nice and sour note, let's get the Grinch out of here. And let's say, have a holly jolly Christmas. No, seriously. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Christmas. I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve, however you're celebrating it. Whether you're, you know, eating too much, drinking too much, getting in fights with family members you haven't seen in a while, political and religious debates be the topic or what have you. Who knows what you guys are doing, but I just hope whatever it is, you're having a blast doing it, right? So, happy Christmas to everyone for this not so great year 2022, but looking forward to starting off 2023, forgetting for a moment the Pokemon company's trying to ruin it before it even starts. And I hope you have a great tomorrow too. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas day. I hope you eat great food, have great drink, have great family and friends around you, and all that mushy shit that, you know, this video would have been about, but as I said, you gotta turn things on their head once in a while. So anyways, leave me your thoughts down below. What do you think about Ash retiring? And what do you think, you know, is there an actual benefit to Ash retiring from any type of perspective? I'd be glad to hear it. Hope you share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drink responsibly as always, and we'll see you guys back here next time. Happy Christmas.